One of the strangest things about becoming mentally sharper is that you slowly lose the desire to say everything you know. When most people begin learning, they talk more. But after a certain level of awareness, something reverses. You start noticing how much of human conversation is performance. How many people are not listening to understand. They are listening to defend their ego, to win, to interrupt, to protect the image they have of themselves. And once you notice that deeply enough, silence starts feeling more intelligent than constant expression. That is why some of the smartest people become harder to read over time, not because they have nothing to say, but because they finally understand the cost of unnecessary expression. A person reveals their emotional maturity by what they feel the need to react to. Read that again, mentally. Most arguments are not battles for truth, they are battles for dominance disguised as conversation. That is why emotionally undisciplined people cannot survive disagreement without becoming emotional. Their identity becomes involved. And once identity becomes involved, logic quietly leaves the room. You begin seeing this everywhere after a while. The person who becomes aggressive the moment they are corrected. The person who constantly interrupts because silence makes them feel unimportant. The person who speaks with certainty about everything because uncertainty damages their ego. And honestly, once you understand human behavior deeply enough, you stop being impressed by loudness. Calm people start becoming more dangerous to you, because calmness requires control, and control requires awareness. Anybody can shout, anybody can react, anybody can dominate a room emotionally, but very few people can remain composed while their ego is being challenged. That level of self-control changes a man completely, because now, instead of reacting emotionally to everything, he starts observing. Instead of constantly trying to be heard, he starts listening for patterns. And that is where real intelligence quietly separates itself from performance. Not in who talks the most, but in who understands the most while saying the least. Maybe that is why life humbles intelligent people differently. The more they learn, the less certain they become about everything. Because real awareness destroys arrogance. It forces you to see how little every human being actually knows. And maybe that is the final stage of growth nobody talks about enough. The ability to remain calm inside a world full of people constantly trying to prove themselves.